Are you a photographer or are you a marketer? Well, the reality is you have to be both. If you do not engage in marketing, your business is DOA. It's dead on arrival. There's no other way to tell you about it. And so what I want to do is walk you through some ideas to be a better marketer. I get it. We have to be great photographers. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be, and I've said this for years, I'd rather be a great marketer, great business person than a great photographer. Sure, it helps if you can get to that point of being both, but the reality is we have to invest time and energy into being a great business person and great marketer. First, you have to find your product market fit. And I bet 90% of you out there are rolling your eyes in the back of your head, right? What is this mumbo jumbo he is talking about? In the business world, your product market fit, simply stated, means you are solving a real problem that exists. So for example, I'm a wedding and portrait photographer. Every year, over 2 million people get married in the United States. So the problem I'm trying to solve is documenting that wedding photography, documenting their special day for my clients. But let's just say, for example, I was a carpet photographer. I don't know, I just made that shit up. But I don't think there's a whole lot of people out there who want carpet photography, all right? Okay? So you get where I'm going with all this, as utterly ridiculous as it is. I've run into business people all the time that have these great ideas, these great products, but they're not solving a real world problem. And if you're not solving a real world problem, things become very, very difficult to establish your value and to convince people to actually spend money with you. And that leads us to our second point. What is your value proposition? Once you know that the product or service you're offering solves or fits within the market, right? Meaning there's demand for it. Now what's going to allow you to stand out from the crowd, your competitors? What is your value proposition? So for me, my value proposition, quite simply, is I'm bringing a unique style of photography to the day. I'm documenting that day, and I'm providing my clients with their first family heirloom. Now, for me, that means I'm delivering a very high-end, unique, one-of-a-kind album to them as a final deliverable. That is my value proposition. I'm very good at communicating that value proposition to my clients. I don't try and be everywhere with my value proposition, meaning, well, I'm a great photographer. I'm going to document your day. I got a really cool camera. I got really fast glass. Nobody gives a shit. At the end of the day, what does it mean to them? Why do they care? Why should they hire you? Why should they spend more money with you? So you've got to get to a point where you can establish your value proposition, right? And without knowing if you have a product or service that has a product market fit, establishing your value proposition gets a little bit challenging as you go through it. Next, we have to be consistent with our messaging. This is also where people struggle. Your messaging is all over the place. So you figure out you got a great product or service, you want to be a high-end photographer, but I go to your website and it looks like your daughter's high school project to put up a new website. That doesn't match. So there's no consistency in your messaging. Or you want to be a high-end photographer, charge more for your products or services, but you're offering cheap, inexpensive albums that your clients are just not being moved by. These things don't all work together. So the way you dress, where you're meeting your clients, the products you're offering your clients, the service experience you're giving your clients, are you sending them thank you notes? Are you sending them gifts? All these things work together in your messaging, and we have to be consistent in that messaging if we want to find success. Remember, everything I'm talking to you about is marketing and messaging. We are not talking about being a great photographer. That's a separate conversation. You have to start thinking like a business person and a marketer. And finally, get the word out. Marketing is messaging. It is that simple. You got to tell everybody you know what you do. Friends, family, coworkers, you're sitting at a bar, you're at the airport, you should have business cards on you. You've got to get the word out, what you do, how you do it, what makes it unique. I'm telling you what, guys, I have Lightroom Mobile on my phone, and whenever I'm talking to somebody and they say, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I'm a professional photographer. Oh, that's cool. That's usually the answer I get. And then I pull out my phone, I've got Lightroom Mobile on it, so that I've got all my images readily available, and I'm syncing them all the time when I have new pictures, and I go, oh, let me show you a couple of pictures. And then I get the response I'm looking for. Oh my God, this is beautiful, it's so unique. I got a cousin who's getting married. Oh, I got a friend, you got a business card on you? That's the kind of marketing I'm talking about there, man. I can't put a price tag on that stuff. It's not about only Facebook or Google or a website, right? Build it and they will come does not work in what we do. We have got to be the biggest evangelist for our businesses out there. Get the messaging out, start talking to people, follow all these steps I've been telling you about, and I'm telling you, you will immediately start seeing results in your business. Good luck, go get it.